Hey, what's up? So we're starting another tour inside the Egyptian Museum here in Cairo. And can you see these things? These are considered to be, they call it the fake gates. And these are the gates that the soul used to use to access the afterlife. So if you want to go to the afterlife, you can just use one of these things over here. One statue here which is so important is the statue of King Djoser, the owner of the first pyramid in history. But before that, I just want to show you some pieces here. Like you can see these coffins. Can you see how huge it is? It's so big. And still here, this section is just full of gates. Now we're going to visit King Djoser, the owner of the first pyramid in history. So King Djoser, he was like one of the kings, the most important kings of, how to say it, the old kingdom of Egypt, and he's the owner of the pyramid of Djoser, which exists in the region of Saqqara. And actually, it is very interesting because his pyramid was the oldest, but it survived because there were like many pyramids that couldn't survive, but his pyramid survived. So yeah, let's move to the other sections. There are like many interesting pieces here, brought from temples, brought from palaces. You can see behind me all this. Just can you see this huge gate, and inside it we can find the builder of the middle pyramid. We call him King Khafra or Jafra, and actually his statue is a very fine piece. So can you see, this is the king over here, and behind his head there is Horus. Because the pharaoh was used to be like the reflection of the god. So you can see the pharaoh, and in the back you can see Horus, the falcon, over here. So it's like he's just an image of Horus. And there's like three pieces here of King Jafra, the builder of the second biggest pyramid in the world.
Ancient Egypt, for myself. It's a world after time. So this one, the second, so one, then this one. So this is the old one, the old one.
So Egyptians used to use granite. They used to use granite, and actually it's very difficult to use granite for making statues. This one is very difficult to make. Now there's like some other pieces of King Khafra with his family and with the goddess, and especially he was obsessed with the goddess Hathor. So I will show you now when the crowd is just more.
We should have.
So you can see, like,
But we found all three in the hospital. We have more.
like three pieces of him.
Here you see another one in the other corner. She is Hathor of everywhere. On the right side, look, Hathor. That's her hand. See her hand here? Yeah. And this is the goddess of another province.
So yeah, this was the section of King Khafra or Jafra, the one who built the second biggest pyramid in the history. And there are like some pieces also from the old kingdom. All these pieces belong to the old kingdom. Still, some gets to take you to the other world. Now I want to show you one of the pieces that I really like a lot. First, you can see all these pieces taken from temple. This was King Osirkaf, one of the kings of the old kingdom. And for speaking about this one, let's just go to this section. Yes. So, actually, this is a statue of Rahotub, actually, and there is a very special thing about his eyes, because there is a story when they went inside his pyramid. Actually, it wasn't his pyramid; it was the pyramid of his father, King Snefru. And because King Snefru didn't really like that pyramid, so he decided to make another pyramid for himself. He built the bent pyramid. He didn't like it either, so he made the red pyramid after that. And when they went inside the tomb, and they like used the flame like a light to see inside, so they saw some reflection like a human eyes, and it was something surprising for them. It's like, oh, there are humans inside the tomb, or like some kind of ghosts or superpower. So can you see? So this is just one of the most important pieces here, and represent like the Egyptians. And you can see he was like the only ancient Egyptian with a moustache. Like mostly ancient Egyptians never had moustaches, and there is one piece here, like of this one. This is a dwarf actually. He was a dwarf. His name was Sina. So he was a dwarf, and this is statue.
With your own money,
Why?
do everything. He was a dwarf. You know dwarf is?
So yeah, he was a dwarf, but he was responsible of the temple of Amun. So he was like also a very important character. Actually, this section is full of very important things. Not only this statue of Rahotub, but also this one here. This is also one of the finest statues made of wood. And can you also see the eyes? I want you to check the eyes, how human it is. It looks so human, right? And you can see the belly and all his sides. But it was restored actually, because there were like many problems with it. These are also some wooden statues. And now there is another important piece, which is the Egyptian writer sitting and writing the notes.
Like eyeliner. But they used eyeliner or cotton. This material for what? To protect their eyes.
It's very difficult to access at this point, like many people are interested to take pictures.
So he kind of protected. He wrote everything, but he forgot to write his name. Nobody knows exactly what is the name. But he had a very high position. The scribe was one of the most important functions in the ancient history.
So you have to remember that like writing was like not all the Egyptians knew how to write. It was like very few Egyptians who knew how to write and document things.
Yes.
But Okay, this one is getting anything.
Ah, le escriba, le escriba.
I'm just waiting. I want to like to look next time. So actually, being a writer, that means that he used to work at the temple of Amun, because you know writing was like only the elite. Like he used to learn writing and reading inside the temple, not inside like a school. So he worked maybe for the temple of Amun, and maybe he worked also for some of the kings of ancient Egypt. So yeah, this is also one of the finest pieces here. There are also some decorations inside here, like some pieces brought from some walls of some tombs or some temples. Now I will show you a statue made of bronze, and it's just so important because it's one of the few statues found made of bronze, but actually we don't know exactly to whom this statue belonged, but the fact that it was made of bronze and it is one of like the few artifacts made of bronze, that gives it the importance. So yeah, this section here is also full of some other statues brought from many tombs. I think this section belonged to the intermediate period. Maybe, I'm not really sure. Can you see this column? It brought from a temple. So, are you enjoying the tour? I hope you are doing it. I hope that you are enjoying it. This one for King Amenemhat as a lion. And now we are going to my favorite queen, Queen Hatshepsut, the most powerful queen in ancient Egypt. But you can see the Ka here. This is the statue of the Ka, the spirit of the human. So you always know the Ka from these two hands, these two arms in front of, like a horn. She got a horn-like arms, so this is a Ka. And now I will see you the beautiful Hatshepsut. You can see how beautiful she is. So one thing about Queen Hatshepsut, that she always dressed like a man because she wanted to look so powerful. And now we're going inside this section. This is a section of King, I think, Thutmose. Yes, I think this is a section belonged to King Thutmose the third, I think, and he was offering like tribute to the god Amun-Ra. And you can see this is the statue of Hathor. This is the statue of Hathor, and in front of her you can see the Thutmoses. Hathor, and this the Thutmoses, and inside you can see actually his name. You can see Tuhut. This is the birth name of the Thutmoses, or Menkhebru-Ra, because you know pharaohs had like 5 names. Each pharaoh had like 5 names. So yeah, I think I'm done with this section. I will go to another sections. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in my next video.